What is up, YouTube? Today we are hitting back, buy, and try. I said in the last video, which was Friday, that I was going to do tricep with legs, but nah. I think leg day is just going to be a leg day, and then we'll supplement arms with either chest and shoulders or back day. So today's back day and with buy and try. And I think we're going to hit all back first, and then we'll superset triceps and biceps. But yeah, hit legs yesterday. Today is May 9th. Yeah. Cut is good. Had lunch. Still at 3,000 calories. Probably next week, we'll see what the weight loss is. And if I'm still losing a decent amount per week, we will go from there. But if I'm kind of plateauing a little bit, we may cut like a couple hundred calories. Nothing crazy, but just to slowly get down. I haven't really talked about it. My goal is to get down to 250, which was like 4 or 5 years ago. 5 years ago, maybe. I haven't been that light in 5 years. I've been fluctuating between 275 and 300 for about that time. Anyway, we're going to start with some lat pull downs and get into back day. So hope you guys are having a good one. Let's get it. So this machine is probably one of the best back machines I've ever used. And I really like reverse grip, but today I think we're gonna go neutral and try and get a little bit wider, like here, a wider pull. But we're gonna use wrist wraps at some point, just not right now, not while we warm up, maybe, and we may not even use them, so who knows? Good angle. My watch actually worked today, so that's nice. Okay. Whew. Guess I could just taken the straps off till I used them. I'll be trying to get one more set here, and then without them, and then depending on how it feels, I'll grab them. Okay. Uno mas. Like I predicted for myself, we got to put the straps on. I think 5 fulls and like 3 partials, which isn't amazing, but still pretty good. All right, so next workout is going to be bent over rows. We'll do probably pullovers. And I went with sweats today. It's a little colder in the building, a little bit cooler outside, but they look freaking huge. It'll be good for the bulk, but they're not really good for the cut, so we're going to take those off. 10 reps. That was terrible. Been about probably a week and a half since I've had pre-workout. And I ordered more from Raw, the essential citrus grapefruit. And I didn't think I'd like it, but I wanted to try something different than the orange one. It's pretty good. And I got pumped too. Pump squared. But yeah, feels good. Beta alanine kicking in, well, has kicked in. We got one more set of this. I'm gonna move on to pullovers, and then there's not a seated row. I mean, there's a cable here, but there's not like a seated row machine. So I'm gonna set up a bench, see if the angle will work. If you go too high when you have it on the low, like you'll start lifting the actual cable machine up. So a little bit dangerous, but enough talking, enough procrastinating between sets. Let's rep the thing. Those last like 3 reps were awful. So as I said before, this is where I work. So the gym, there's 2 gyms. This one's in the basketball gym, and then there's the weight room in the field house. And the heaviest dumbbell in this gym, I think, is a 30. Been using plates, get a little bit more weight, but we're gonna do one set of the 35 pound plate on pullovers, and we'll see how that feels. I may go up, I may not. So the 35 was a little light. I got 15. I'm trying to take my shoulders out of it as much as possible. So, grabbed a plate, or 20.4 kilograms, 45 pound plate. Okay, I think I'm done with back. First thing on arms we're going to do is push downs. We'll do 4 sets of 15, and we'll alternate two overhand, 2 underhand. All right, we're just going to do regular dumbbell curls with 20s. See how that feels. Oh, Lord. Hello. Now arms already gassed. I said 4. We're going to do 3 sets of both, then move on to something else. But we will do the last set of these underhand. Okay. All right. Arms still pretty shot right now, but we're gonna do straight bar, skull crushers, and then move on to incline hammer curls. I don't know. Do you guys like me telling you what I'm gonna do? I don't know. Sometimes I think it's nice from especially a guy who, like, he's worked out for 5 years, but he just kind of does what feels right. Never really got into the science of everything, and still trying to figure out how to like create a workout plan for himself. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like what I say is probably wrong, but I don't know. If you like it, tell me. If you don't like it, tell me. Anyway, straight bar, skull crushers. All right, so that's a wrap on arms and back. Feel pretty good. We've got abs, core to do, and then basketball is going to be our cardio today. And I will see you in the car for something I read today out of Luke. It's a pretty popular story, so hopefully you stick around for that. All right, so we are on. All right, so I'm on the way home from work. Just got done with about 36 or so minutes of basketball, and I'm shot. I did get a two-hand vertical dunk, though, so that's pretty awesome. First time I ever did that was 6 years ago, 2018, and then I did it like 2 weeks ago and then did it again today. So that was pretty cool. But I wanted to talk to you about what I read. Obviously I did the study that I've been going through, Promises for Your Everyday Life on the Bible app. But I also did Luke 15. And the big story, there's like 3 different parables. And parables are just stories that Jesus used in his ministry on earth to help get the people he was talking to understand what exactly he was talking about. What's even crazier is that a lot of them still apply to today, and we can take the parables he used and apply them to our own lives, and I think that's really cool. So in Luke 15, there's the parable of the woman finding a coin, which basically she lost a small amount of money. It was a simple coin, yet when she found it, she invited all her friends over and they rejoiced with her. And there's one more parable, I can't remember what it is, but the big one in that chapter is the parable of the prodigal son. The story goes, this son lived with his dad, lived with his family. His dad was very prosperous, a very rich man of the time, when he was the youngest son. And when the youngest son became of age, he basically went to his dad and was like, "Dad, I want my share of the allowance. Like, I want my allowance. What you are going to give to me when you die, I want it now, and I'm gone. I'm leaving." And the father, it doesn't really say much about the father until sort of the end of the story, but the father gave him his allowance, inheritance, that's what it is. And it gave him his inheritance. And he went off to a far land and just started living it up, partying, eating the best foods, living in the best places, all that kind of stuff. Then lo and behold, shocker, he doesn't really work anymore. He lost it all. He blew all his money. He blew his inheritance, lost it all. And he finds himself looking for a job and finds a job working for somebody who owns pigs. Pigs were considered unclean. He is now working for this guy who owns pigs, and he has to feed them, take care of them, that kind of stuff. Well, he's so hungry, he's at such a bottom point in his life that he begins to eat what the pigs are eating, and it's slop, and it's just nasty, it's gross. And the son comes to a realization, I'm going home, I'm telling my dad, I've sinned against you, I've sinned against heaven, and I'm no longer worthy enough to be called your son. Can I please work for you? So he leaves what he's doing and he makes his journey home. And what you don't know until you get to this part of the story is the dad has been waiting on this the entire time. He's just been waiting and waiting and waiting for his son to come home, because he probably knew his dad was a wise man. Obviously, he had a lot of money. And so he knew that eventually he was going to come to the point where he needed to come home. So son is on his way home, and the Bible says that even when he was a long way off, the father saw him and began running. And he ran towards him and he met him. And the dad is super excited, super happy, super overjoyed to see that his son came home. And his son did exactly what he said he was going to do. He told his dad, I've sinned against heaven and I've sinned against you. I've sinned against heaven and I've sinned against you. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. But before he can even get out, I want to work for you. The dad turns around to his servants and is like, hey, go get the robe, go kill the fatted calf. We're going to celebrate that my son has returned. Now, his older brother as you continue reading in the story, is working in the field, and which is the father's oldest son. And I wrote down today that I felt connected to the older brother, because there's a lot of times, and I'll tell you why in a second. The older brother is starting to get done with his day, and he starts walking towards the house. Well, he hears music, he sees people dancing, he sees that they're having a feast, and he asks one of the other servants, what is this for? Well, your brother came home. He said, your father's lost son came home. And the older brother kind of gets irritated and upset. And the father notices that his oldest son is not there, and so he goes and finds his older son, and because he realizes he's not there, and he sees him, he goes up to him and he goes, what's going on? Why are you so upset? What's wrong? And the older brother, being hurt and confused and upset and irritated, says, Dad, this is me quoting it. This isn't me like reading it from the Bible, but he basically says, Dad, you never even let me kill a goat to celebrate with my friends. And I've never left. I've worked for you. I've done everything you've asked me to do. I've been here the whole time. I never just took my inheritance and left. Yet you've never celebrated the fact that I was here, and you never let me do anything. You never let me have fun with my friends and celebrate anything. And the dad basically looked at him and said, it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with that your brother came home, and we should be overjoyed in the fact that he is here. And sure, maybe you've never been celebrated like that, but your brother was lost and now he's found. And that's the story. And I really, like I said earlier, I really relate to the older brother, because so many times you see people, whether you know them or not, you see people on social media, or you see people in life in general, just, it seems like they just get everything. Everything comes easy for them. And sometimes if it is on social media, that's sort of an appearance. Social media is sometimes a facade. Very few people try to be real. And I'm not talking about the app. Try to be real on social media. And I'm not like trying to boast that I am. I try to be, but I'm not trying to boast or brag. I'm just generalizing that a lot of people put this facade on social media that they have nothing going wrong. Everything is right. They get everything they want, and it's easy. And me, be honest, I've gotten jealous. I've gotten, like, why can't I have that? Why can't I have this? I start to complain and forget to be thankful for what I have. And one of the verses talks about how even when one sinner comes to the Lord, the angels celebrate. And it's like I don't know if this is real, but I like to say it's a massive, celebration up in heaven every time somebody comes to know the Lord. And I think that's really cool. Even if one person today came to know Jesus and got right with God, then heaven celebrated. And I think that's pretty awesome to picture. But relating to the older brother and being upset that his little brother's getting celebrated simply because he came home after being, a jerk and taking his inheritance and leaving. It's hard for us as humans to be grateful be joyful and be excited sometimes for somebody else. And it kind of hit me today. And when I prayed today, I just asked God that he would give me a heart of compassion, a heart of encouragement, and a heart of joy for others when things are going well for them. And I always see these posts on Instagram, it's a meme or a gif or a gif, however you want to say it, of somebody smiling and happy tears. I see it the caption is me when I see my boys doing well. And it's true. A lot of times, we are like that, but then there are moments where we get upset and, well, why can't it go right for me? And that's obviously us as people trying to just make it about ourselves. And we have, as a society, a really, really big issue, or at least I think, I don't know, I could be dead wrong, a really big issue with being so self-involved and worried about everything you got going on and forget about others around you, and celebrating even the smallest victories, like the parable of the lady with the coin. I mean, she found a simple coin and wanted to celebrate with her friends that she found it, and that's a small victory. And what I got from it was, learn how to be joyful for others and with others, and celebrate in the fact that they did something that they wanted to accomplish. Okay, so I'll kind of tie this like I did last video, and for the love of training has brought a big community, whether it be the raw community or the 5-star nutrition community that I'm also a part of. It's just people working towards a similar goal, whether the main goal is to be 1% better every day, and then you have kind of personal goals along with that. But it's people supporting other people on their journey, and it's cool. Like it's fun, it's exciting. When you see somebody doing well, you get to just say, hey man, good job, keep going. And that, I think, is something we could all take into consideration as we go throughout our day. And like for me right now, the baby, she's starting to pull up on things and walk around, not like on her own, but like walk along the ottoman and couch and stuff like that. We get super excited about that. Well, why does that stop? Why does little victories get overlooked sometimes? So, and simply just telling somebody, hey man, good job, whenever they post or whenever they text you about something they wanted to accomplish and then they accomplished it. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for checking out another video. It was a little different just because I was at a different gym, and there was actually zero music. Had fun. Back is shredded. I'm exhausted from cardio. Appreciate you checking out the video. This is episode 5 for the love of training. Drop a like, hit the sub button, ring the bell. So, gonna do my YouTuber thing. Ring the bell so you don't miss any of the videos and things going on the channel. Check out the Instagram, same name as on YouTube, Greydon.fit1. And that's it, man. Ready for, I think I'm gonna do chest and shoulders again tomorrow, which that was actually my video, which is actually the video that dropped Friday. And so today is going to be Monday when this video drops. So have a good week, and I'll see you in the next one, okay? Appreciate you checking it out.